Okay guys, just wanted to give you a quick video on how I did my battery plug. You can see what I've done is I've taken the stock plug that comes with the Drak and I've actually gone through and trimmed it up nice. And what I've come up with is the battery plug. So the battery plug ends up going in front of the in the front of the aircraft, and if you can see, this is the keeper that goes behind. It velcros down. Battery goes inside. You can see I've tapered the edges so the battery itself, when it goes in, it finds its center as it slides in. I also put a pull tab on here, so when this goes in the nose, say I have a couple different sizes of batteries to run in there, I can give that pull tab a pull and this ends up coming out. So all I did was take, a few measurements and sliced off some nice pieces. I used my bandsaw, and then I have a belt sander, and cut these pieces out and made it to where when the battery slides into the plane, it's a very, 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 very snug fit. So basically, when I slide this battery in the aircraft, it goes like that, and then this goes on right behind it, and then when the lid closes over, it holds it down right here. So the battery's not going anywhere. It's nice and snug in there. So to determine how to do this and where your lengths are is get your whole aircraft set up, ready to fly, get your battery in it with your CG mark on the bottom, and place your battery in the plane and start balancing the plane. And as you move the battery back or forward, once you find that balance point, what I've done is I held my airplane up and I kept teeter-tottering it. Once I found the balance point, you can see the green mark in there. I made that green mark. So once I made the green mark in the aircraft, I knew exactly, where the battery is going to have to be placed. So after I did that, I slide the battery all the way forward. Slide all the way forward in the aircraft. And once I slide all the way forward, then I take a ruler and I would measure it out to that green mark. So once I measured it out, once the battery's all the way in there, and I measure it to that green mark, that is how long I made the nose. So now what I've done is basically measured that distance that was in the front of the plane left over after I CG'd where the battery went. And it's going to change from plane to plane depending on, what batteries, what cameras, what gear and how your placements are. So it's not going to be the same per plane. So your placement's probably going to be a little bit different depending on how you built your plane. So this is an easy way to do it. So basically CG your plane, with the lid closed, CG the plane. If it's still tail heavy, move the battery back a little bit forward, and a little forward or whatnot, and vice versa, depending on if it's nose heavy or tail heavy, and then mark the back of the battery, slide the battery forward, all the way forward till it hits the nose, make that mark, measure that mark from the back of the battery to that mark, and then you know how long this nose piece has to be. And then you can cut it off the front of the block straight off, and then after that, then you can cut some sides. I got my bandsaw and I cut some nice sides off the sides, and that's what I put on here. And then I cut another piece and I made it to where it holds the top of the battery. So this piece is a really nice piece. It just basically goes, in the aircraft, in, battery goes in all the way to the nose. Then you have, I got a cutout on the side because this wire here has to have a place to travel. And then I also have a cutout on the other side a little bit so I can bend that wire forward and just stick it forward so that doesn't hit anything. So now I have that plug in. I got a little Velcro on the bottom. Stick that on top of the battery, slide it in, and I stick it down. And then it's in there really good. So once it's in, it's in. So now I'm ready to fly. So now I'll go ahead and close the lid after I plug it in, and she's ready to go. The battery's not going anywhere. It's in there nice and snug. So that's a simple way to do a battery plug. And what's nice is, you can make this out of any kind of foam, but what's nice is I can do this, and if I have an extra battery plug, I can do this and make one for the 10,000s. I can make one for the 8,000s, and have multiple milliamp hour capabilities for this aircraft. So hope that helps, guys. That's just an easy way to do it, and that's how I've done a few of them, and I figured I would give you you know, a quick overview of it. And, you know, when you're done, you want to change the battery to a bigger size, just pull this one out. You can have a 10,000 that slides in there. So enjoy.